Most people think the goal is to make things easier, and that's just not the case. Life does not get easier. Your business does not get easier. You just get stronger, or you get stuck avoiding the hard. We just have to learn to deal with hard better. And here's the truth. Nobody really tells you. It's all hard. No matter which direction you go, is going to be hard. You just need to choose which hard you live and make sure it's actually set up for the life that you really want. And if you are building a business right now, especially in real estate, this distinction will either keep you stuck or completely change your business and life. So here's the question I want you to sit with as we go through this. Are you building a business, or are you just staying busy inside of one? Because those are definitely not the same thing. Those are two completely different paths. You are not going to want to miss this video, but first, please just pause for 2 seconds, hit subscribe. It helps me bring you more information, bring you more videos on how to scale your business, how to create predictability, and how to create an actual business that you run versus it running you. So just 2 seconds, hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Amazing. Let's dive in. So last video, we talked about something really simple, but really powerful. Motivation is not something we actually wait for, right? It's something you create through action. And most people reverse this. I am guilty. I did the same thing for years. They say, I'll get started when I feel like it. I'll make these calls when I feel like. I'll implement when I feel like. I'll get coached when I feel like it or when I'm ready, right? We're never ready. You're never going to be financially ready. You're never going to feel ready. At some point, we have to invest in ourselves and in our business to get to that next level. It's just reality. And readiness is a lie, right? We're never really ready. Readiness usually shows up after repetition, not before it. So think about it. You don't become confident and then take action. You take action and confidence follows, right? You start getting results and that confidence follows, that momentum starts to happen. And over time, something shifts. You stop asking, do I feel like this? And you start saying, this is just who I am. This is what I do. And that's the identity change. That changes everything. So have you ever heard of the trust factor in business? One of the most overlooked parts of success is self-trust. Every time you do what you say you're going to do, even small things, you build trust with yourself, right? You make the call, you follow up. You do what you say you're going to do. You post the content. You do the boring work. You implement a system that later will create freedom and more income, even when you're busy and feel like you don't have time. It doesn't feel powerful in the moment, but it compounds something so much bigger in a really short period of time. Your belief in yourself, and the opposite is also true. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you slowly train yourself not to trust your own word, the trust factor. I mean, you slowly train yourself either to trust your word or not trust your word. And that's where inconsistency comes from. Not lack of opportunity, not lack of knowledge, but lack of self-trust. In talking to hundreds of realtors all over the world, there are 2 or 3 major roadblocks that come up. And one of them is doing what they are supposed to do, even when they don't feel like it. And they do it when they feel motivated. The reality is most of the time you're not going to feel motivated, right? You're just not. So if we only do it when we feel motivated, there's no way you're going to get in that top 1% or top 0.5% worldwide. It just won't happen doing it when you feel like it. Now I want to challenge your thinking for just a second, because we all agree change is hard, right? No matter what, I agree. Change is definitely hard. Implementing systems is hard, and it's really hard when you're busy. Being consistent is hard. Doing the work when you're overwhelmed is really hard. Going to the gym when you don't feel like it. It's hard to go to the gym when you don't feel like it. But here's what most people don't finish the thought on. Not changing is also hard. Not growing the business that you know you're capable of is also hard. Not having the fitness, the energy, the drive, because your fitness level isn't where it should be. That's also hard. That's a hard life as well. Never, ever hitting your goals in business when you see people around you hitting them, that's hard. Watching your business stay the same year after year after year, and possibly even decreasing, because that's where it's going to be. A lot of agents out there that have done the same thing for years and years and years, with everything moving so quickly, if we don't pivot, if we don't adapt, if we don't evolve, It's not going to stay the same. It's actually going to decrease. So that's also hard. So now the real question really becomes, which version of hard are you willing to live with? Because you don't get to live life without difficulty. It's just not possible, right? I wish it was. That'd be great. You choose the type of difficulty that you want. Make sure the hard that you pick is in the direction of the life and the business you actually want. So let's make this practical, because in business, especially real estate, everything comes down to execution, right? Your database, your follow-up, your systems you have, your pipeline follow-up, your calls, the relationships you built that you nurture, your consistency. That is the business. Not the ideas, not the motivation, not the learning more strategies, not the new lead source, not chasing the next thing, next lead, execution. So let me ask you, are you actually working your database like it's your business? It is the only asset you have, and the only asset that doesn't shift algorithms, stuff like it is your only asset in your business, right? In terms of lead gen that you have control over. Or are you treating it like it's a list that you get to deal with a little bit later and send them something on occasion, send them a text on occasion, send them a call on occasion? Or are you making the calls you said you would make? Are they really intentional when you're making those calls? Or are you letting the day control you instead of your plan? Because the gap between top performers and everyone else is not talent. It's not repetition. At some point, your systems, your consistency, and the way you are generating your leads from your database is ultimately what's going to separate you from the other agents. At some point, every serious entrepreneur, they have to make a shift from reacting to leads to building a system that is predictable and scalable, from doing random tasks to operating from systems, from agent thinking to business thinking. Because an agent waits for opportunity, a business owner actually creates it. And the difference shows up in how you structure your week, how you structure your day, your month, your year, not just how hard you work. This is what I got so wrapped up in for so many years, a decade. And did I earn some money along the way? Absolutely. But was it sustainable and scalable? No. I'm working anyway. Why not build something worth? It's not how hard you work. You have to work smart too, especially now. Look at your business like a business versus just an agent. If you really want longevity, if you really want to scale, not just how hard you work, but how intentional you work and how smart you're working too. That's where scaling actually is happening right now. Not more chaos, not more hustle, more structure. A business owner creates their business. You are not ran by your business, but we still have to pause and implement. That doesn't mean you don't earn a lot of money as you're implementing. It just means that you have to time block to implement systems that feed your pipeline, to remove the income roller coasters, or they're going to be there forever. I talk to agents all the time that have been in the business for 20 years and they still have income roller coasters in their business that are completely preventable. Zoom out for just a second. Imagine your business 6 months from now. If nothing changes, if your habits stay the same, consistency stays the same, what does it look like? Same income, same stress, same unpredictability? Or if you're earning some money, but you just have chaos and you can't be present at home, you don't have systems, you have no leverage, or worse, things start to decline. I'm not talking about the market, I'm talking about your business. They're different because time is going to pass regardless. The only variable is whether you grow with it or stay stuck in it. And that decision is being made daily by your habits and what you're doing on a daily basis. It's 100% a choice, not someday, but today. So I want to leave you with this. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more consistency, because consistency builds self-trust. So you do need more consistency. Self-trust builds confidence. Confidence builds momentum, and momentum builds results. But let's take it one level deeper, because the truth is you are not avoiding hard. You're choosing between hard things, right? So we've determined no matter which direction you choose to go, whether you don't make the calls, whether you do make the calls, whether you implement systems, whether you don't implement systems, where you truly dive in or you continue to just coast. Either way is going to result in hard things. You choosing between hard things, just discipline is hard, but so is regret. So is never hitting your goals. So is never playing at the level you know you're capable of. Consistency is hard, but staying stuck is also hard. Doing the work when you don't feel like it is hard, But so waking up one day and realizing nothing ever changed, you still have the same business you did a year ago? Oh my gosh, that's hard too. So the real question isn't, is it hard? The real question is, which heart are you willing to live with? So here's the challenge. Stop asking, what do I feel like doing today? And start asking, what does the version of me who already won this game today? Even if you don't feel like it, because the version of you isn't somewhere in the future, right? It's what we do today. That's where the identity shift really happens. That's where your life changes. So pick your heart and then live like you chose it on purpose. If you are a real estate agent, a broker, a brokerage wanting to help their agents win at a high level, and if you're an agent ready to build a business, create more income, create more consistency, book a call with my team today. Let's see if you're a good fit. And of course, hit subscribe. You don't want to miss my next video. It's on how to get more listings at a higher price.